We've had a pretty poor Champions League campaign already, and it's not looking good for now as well. And once again, into the second half, Kasper Schmeichel is unable to deal with a shot at his near post. Defensively, we just weren't good enough. Hello there guys, and welcome. It is Niren here, and today it's time for me to welcome you back to yet another episode of our Leicester City career mode here on FIFA 16. Now today, as you saw from the intro, it is very much do or die time, realistically. We're in a situation where we absolutely have to win our next game in the Champions League, otherwise we are out. Now of course we do play PSV Eindhoven in that fourth Champions League group stage match. That's our first game in today's episode. We've also played Chelsea and then Southampton in the Barclays Premier League, as you saw from the calendar earlier. So it's going to be a very, very difficult episode actually in terms of results, and there are some big must-win games because of course Chelsea are leading the Premier League by about 5 points. So if we want to try and catch them, we can't lose the game, certainly. We can't lose against PSV and we can't lose against Chelsea as well. In the background though, you are seeing a squad report. I think we saw one last episode actually in Leicester career, but there's a few players that have gone up since then. Ben Chilwell, that you just saw a moment ago, he's now up to 70 overall, interestingly. He's gone up by 2 this season. The other major one there, Lucas Klosterman, he's up by 1. Joe Dodu is as well, but the other major one that I haven't got around to yet is Loris Karius. He's gone up from 79 to 80, our starting goalkeeper. And talking of Loris Karius, you'll see in a moment as you see the rest of the players out on loan. Some of the youth players have gone up by quite a bit as well this month in terms of attributes. But Loris Karius, who of course has gone up to an 80 overall this month, fittingly, is the player of the episode for last episode, which means he's going to play every single game of today's episode. So he's going to play all 3 games that you see today, and then obviously I'll do a vote again for the players of the episode. Or the player of the episode, right at the end of it. Nevertheless, as you can see in the background, it is very much we have to win. If we lose to PSV, we're not only out of the Champions League, we're actually officially out of Europe, I think, as well. I don't think we can even get in the Europa League. As you can see, just a quick reminder, we do play the games on World Class at the moment because it's more entertaining and still pretty damn difficult. But again, if you feel as if I have to change that, then drop that in the comment section. But I don't feel as if there's much of a difference in terms of how difficult it is. But World Class seems to be a lot more entertaining, shall we say, for you guys to watch. Nevertheless, though, it is now time for the first game of today's episode, and we are going like thrust straight in the deep end with a must-win game. There you can see the squad in the background. Loris Karius in goal. Then it's Klosterman, Rudiger, and Kulu and Masuaku at the back. Kante and Arnold in midfield. Mahrez and Sisto as the wingers, with Dybala and Mbolo up front. And we're going to try and get the first chance of the game here. Maxi Arnold finding Mahrez out on the right-hand side. Decides not to cut in. Goes for the right-footed strike instead. And it goes over the bar. Unfortunately, he is unable to control the shot. As you can see, Josefsson swinging a ball into the box. And Klosterman is unable to clear. And he's cleared it right to the head of Luke de Jong, the PSV Eindhoven striker, in a disastrous first 20 minutes in this must-win game. We're 1-0 down. Klosterman literally just crossing the ball back to de Jong, literally giving him an assist. As you can see, we've at least kick-started our way back into the game, forcing a save from Zoot there, the shot from Dybala. Now his striker partner Mbolo going forward, and a wonderful one-handed save from your own Zoot again to deny him. Now all the way into the second half, we have to score soon. Mbolo's initial shot is blocked, and then the second one is saved by Zoot again, who is keeping PSV in things at the moment. We're having a few chances, but they're not major ones. They're ones from outside the area, long shots, half chances. There was a good strike there from Arnold, but again, Zoot was up to the task. Now PSV going forward and forcing a great save out of Karius. That was Jorrit Hendricks with the strike from outside the area. From the resulting corner, Guadrado's going to swing it into Davi Proper. It's saved by Karius, but Proper is there on the rebound. And in this game, where the Champions League winners of last season ourselves, we have to win this game to stay in the tournament, to avoid going out in the group stages. We are now losing 2-0. PSV have doubled their lead, and this is crisis point now. As it stands, we're out of Europe completely at the group stages. Zahovic forcing another great save out of Zoot there a little bit later on, and now into the 89th minute. Surely it's completely over. Fukural to Masuaku with a long shot. Zoot is there to save, and after the build-up of the intro, We were expecting something, expecting a good performance, and the players have let us down. It's a very, very poor performance. Arnold really the only man who brought anything to the table with a 7.3. The highlights made it seem as if we actually deserved to win the game, but I can tell you from actually playing the game, PSV were very much good value for the win. They did deserve to win the game. It was a very poor performance from a lot of players, and that's going to have repercussions in the next game, because it's going to mean that certain players are getting dropped, because it was just completely unacceptable that certain players were just going missing, completely going missing. Players like Dybala and Kulu, Rudiger, who just didn't turn up to the party at all. Kante. I love Kante in real life. I love him on this game for what he's done in this save. He was awful in that game, however, so things are going to have to change for the Chelsea game. In the background, you can see Luka Zahovic getting a new contract because he wanted a contract, a new wage per week, or a new salary. But yeah, confirmation then. We are out of the Champions League. It was already going to be a big task, and we are now out. What a shame. We've got to put that disappointment behind us now, because we've now got another must-win game. We've already lost one must-win game. Now we need to actually win one. We're playing Chelsea. It's first versus second. They're 5 points clear of us at the top of the table, and we go into the side with a very different team. Perez, Wimmer, Amati and Schlupp all into the side. Drinkwater, Herman and Jamie Vardy all into the side. Dybala, Rudiger and Nkulu are actually completely dropped. So is Klosterman as well. Mahrez isn't playing because he's tired. Nevertheless, we're going forward early on in this game, and then Mbolo has scored. He's taken us all by surprise. Oh my word. Brill Donald Mbolo immediately putting the disappointment of the PSV game behind us. Herman cutting inside, great work from him. Jamie Vardy with the turn and pass to Brill Mbolo. And it is a wonderful finish from him right into the top corner. Nothing Begovic can do. What a start to this game. 4 minutes in, we are 1-0 up. We're going to try and double that. Schlupp has found Perez. 1-2 between himself and Drinkwater. Perez gets it back and Perez scores with a wonderful goal. What a start to this game. 8.5 minutes in game, and we're 2-0 up against the Premier League leaders Chelsea. And Bruno Perez has scored an absolute stunner from outside of the area. We know he's got brilliant long shots, but finally he actually shows it. A brilliant goal to make it 2-0 so early in this game. 1 goal in the 5th minute and 1 goal in the 9th. Schlupp has now won the ball back. We're on a roll. Chelsea are terrified at the moment. Bruno Perez, they're going past Pedro. Surely he can't get a second. He blasts it from outside of the area. It's 3. It's 3-0 after 13 minutes. Bruno Perez has got his second, and he scored another absolutely outrageous goal. Pedro can't get there. Perez outpaces him and blasts it into the opposite corner. And after 13 minutes against the Premier League leaders Chelsea, we are 3-0 up. Absolutely astonishing scenes. Herman with a step over inside finds Schlupp. The ball comes back to Herman, who curls his effort against the post. Mbolo is unable to convert on the rebound. It could have been 4-0 after half an hour. Chelsea, though, starting to get back in the game. Nathan, they're forcing a save out of Karius, their Brazilian attacking midfielder, but now into the second half, and it seems as if it's going to be the same sort of flow early on. Sister with the ball into the box, Cahill chesting it down, and Begovic having to clear it off the line. That's Chelsea almost shooting themselves in the foot. Djilabodji passing it back to Begovic, and now they have shot themselves in the foot because Maxi Arnold has made it 4-0 at Stamford Bridge. A must-win game against PSV, and we lost. Well, this is a must-win game against Chelsea, and we've reacted to the pressure incredibly. An incredible game, 4-0 up, but that one is an absolute gift from Asmir Begovic. Chelsea, though, trying to salvage something in front of their home fans. Wonderful play from Rahman down the left-hand side. Fabregas then finds Nemanja Matic, who converts and makes it 4-1. It's a shame that our clean sheet is gone. Loris Karius will be disappointed. He's now number 13. We changed his number earlier. But 4-1, still an incredible result, but Chelsea then getting a consolation from a corner late on. Andy King, a substitute there, hitting a volley, but a wonderful save from Begovic. And the game, an incredible, astonishing, wonderful game of football for ourselves, ends Chelsea 1, Leicester City 4. What a game. Bruno Perez, unsurprisingly man of the match, with 2 absolute screamers, 8.9, Arnold with an 8.6 as well, and we end Chelsea's run of not losing games, I do believe, and what a way to do it. A 4-1 win. We were 4-0 up at one stage, and we were 3-0 up within 13 minutes. Probably the best start to a game that we have ever had in this save. Absolutely astonishing scenes. But what a game that is. It's still disappointing, I guess, that we lost to PSV, but we've managed to fight back and do a good job there in the end. Nevertheless, in the background though, you are seeing some training, and actually at the moment, N'Golo Kante is going up to an 81 overall, which is very nice to see. He was 80 before now, but we've just trained him a little bit. I know you guys were wanting Klosterman and Embolo, but at this point, Embolo was away on international duty, and N'Golo Kante stepping in for training, and he goes up to an 81 overall, so not too bad at all. And the first time, hopefully, we'll see N'Golo Kante. Will actually, no, it won't be in this game. I don't think he's playing. We're playing Southampton. Oh, no, he is playing. So the first time you'll see Kante as an 81 overall will be in this game. Loris Karius in the side. Wimmer and Amati kept there as centre-back partners. Masuaku, though, back in the side. And Zahovic is also in for Jamie Vardy for this one. But as you can see, Drinkwater, they're getting the first taste on goal in this one. Now, we want to try and capitalise, really, on beating Chelsea before by winning this game. It won't mean too much, really, if we go and beat Chelsea and then go and lose against Southampton, of course, depending on what the result is for Chelsea. But at the moment, it's been a pretty even and also quiet game in the first 40 minutes. A lovely back heel there from Kante, though, to find Riyad Mahrez. But unfortunately for us, Fraser Forster is up to the task. Southampton, though, going forward towards the end of the half, but a lovely counter-attack here by the looks of things. Zahovic finding Drinkwater, who's now found Mahrez bursting through on goal. He's going to try the McGeady spin to cut inside. He manages to do it with a bit of luck, then strikes, and it's deflected off Virgil van Dijk. And it has gone in, and Riyad Mahrez has scored his 7th goal of the season. He's our top scorer in the BPL. The backflip is out from Riyad Mahrez. Wonderful celebration. Might try and whip that out every time he scores, actually, but wonderful goal. A little bit of luck, though, involved in the finish because it does deflect off Virgil van Dijk, and that completely takes it past Fraser Forster. Another counter-attacking opportunity now into the second half, and Embolo is doing a fantastic job to get away from Southampton defenders. Now finds Zahovic, who skips past Virgil van Dijk. Can we make it 2-0? No, we cannot, though, because it's a very weak shot, though, in the end from Luka Zahovic. Now later on into the half, Masuaku has given the ball away. Hopefully we won't have to rue that. Giuliano goes past Wimmer and unleashes a brilliant strike into the bottom corner. And Southampton have equalised, sort of out of nowhere, really. And Masuaku, who's back in the side for Schlupp, who had a really good game against Chelsea, but I brought Masuaku back in. He's given the ball away, and it's led to Southampton equalising, which is a disaster for us. Drinkwater, though, has found Tarajai, who's trying to give us the lead back, but it's a good save from Fraser Forster to deny the Swiss youngster, and that is how the game ends at the King Power Stadium. It is a 1-1 draw. A little bit disappointing because I think we could have done better. Realistically, I think we could have won that game. It wasn't really like the PSV game where we deserved to drop points. I think we could have won that game easily. Unfortunately, we don't know, and hey, that is a shame. What can you do? Nevertheless, hopefully for our sake, I suppose Chelsea do drop some points as well, and then maybe we'll still gain on them. In the background, we've got some good growth going on in training. Embolo, Klosterman and Mahrez all going up on a fair few attributes. Klosterman especially, who went up on like 7 attributes, which is nice to see. Though moving on from that, the player of the episode candidates. There's 3 today. There'll be a straw poll in the description for you to vote. Maxi Arnold, who's had a man of the match, I do believe, and has had some really good ratings. He's of course scored this episode. Bruno Perez, who scored 2 absolute belters and got man of the match against Chelsea. And then Brildon Embolo, who's been consistently good and also scored against Chelsea. He was also very effective in the Southampton game. So you guys can vote for which player you would like to see be crowned player of the episode for this one, and of course the player that will win will be involved in every single game of next episode, like Loris Karius was in this episode. So go down in the description, there'll be a straw poll there for you to vote on your player of the episode, whether it be Maxi Arnold, Bruno Perez or Brildon Embolo. As you can see though a moment ago, Chelsea actually lost their next game. So despite drawing against Southampton, we've actually gained a point on them, which means we're now only a point off the leaders. So overall, it's a good episode in terms of domestic basically, in terms of the Premier League. In terms of European competition, though, unfortunately, we are sadly out of the Champions League at the group stages, despite winning the tournament last season. But nevertheless, I hope you've still enjoyed today's episode. Leave a like if you did, subscribe if you're new around here, and comment about enjoying the video if you enjoyed it that much. It's been a pleasure ranting at you guys today. Have a good day, enjoy yourselves, and goodbye.
Nah, that's not me. Act like a waste man, that's not me. Sex in the girl, nah, that's not me. Lips in the girl, nah, that's not me. Yeah, I used to wear Gucci, I put it all in the bin, cause that's not me. True, I used to look like you, but just like a mess, nah.